Hi all. As you know from my last couple videos, I've gotten back into photography, resuming a hobby that I had in college and afterward. And I've been watching lots of tutorials and Peter McKinnon videos to learn both how to compose better shots and how to edit shots. And I've been posting a few pictures on Instagram, handle in the description below. And they're also showing up on my website, link in the description below. I wanted to take you through just a couple of the simple edits that I've been playing with. By no means have I mastered them or do I think I'm good at them, but just a couple of the things I've been playing with to try to get my pictures to look good for Instagram. So I have been using Lightroom from Adobe Creative Cloud. And let me switch over there. Here is a photo that I took yesterday at a farmer's market, an old sign that just said bulk sugar at a loading dock. And I want to make this photo look good for Instagram. I've got it here on my PC, and I'm going to start with just a couple things. First off, on Instagram, the aspect ratio or the size that will take up the most screen on the person's phone is 5:4. And I'll notice that's an option here. And I can rotate that just to see exactly what I'm getting. So I want the 5:4 in the vertical sense because we're going to be looking at this on a phone screen. And then I will line up the photo in these guides exactly the way that I want it. So I think that this sort of bluish gray makes a nice top border. Otherwise that looks good. So let's see how that looks once it's cropped. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. As far as the thing that I'm looking at, it's very clear what this is a picture of. So now let's go in and make a couple of edits. So one thing that I've been playing with is just thinking about, the white balance. So here, if I go over to white balance, I can have as shot. So whatever I had it set in my camera, probably automatic for this one. And it was a very sunny day, so I may just try daylight and see what happens. Now, I notice when I do that, and I can toggle back and forth here, that it's lowering the temperature and the tint. So if you can see when I'm switching back and forth, lowering the temperature and the tint. And whatever this did, I think I might want more of it. I like how it's bringing out the blues. So let me just take this temperature down a little bit more. I don't want to go crazy, but right there, that blue brought out of that top bordering cement really looks good to me. Next thing I try to play with is the tone curve. I've noticed in a lot of Peter McKinnon's videos that he ends with an S-shaped tone curve as he's playing around. So one of the things I want to do is just see what that would look like if I sort of took down the blacks a little bit and brought up the highlights just a little bit. Okay, that looks okay, but what I noticed is this area may have lost some detail. So I'm going to try, what does it do if I just take down my exposure just a bit? Makes it maybe too dark. All right, so I'm thinking that the right side of the image has lost a little detail because it might be overexposed, a little too bright in here. So what I'll do is I'm going to grab first the linear gradient tool, and this is going to let me separate my image out. So right now if I edit, it will be editing that red area, and you can see how it kind of feathers off at the end. But I want to edit the other side, so I'll hit invert. And let's see what happens if I just take down the exposure a little on that left side. Okay, I think I got some of the detail back, but as I do that, I'm sort of losing like the visual direction of the image. It was sort of leading my eyes over to the right with that brightness, so maybe I went too far. There we go. Now I've got some of that detail back. I don't feel like this is just missing in here. So overall, oops, made an extra linear gradient. This looks pretty good to me. I might play around a little more over here. I feel like this could be too bright. I might want to make the blues a little more vibrant, things like that. But I'll cover those in another video. Just a couple simple things that in watching Peter McKinnon and other YouTube tutorials, play with the white balance just a little. Play with the tone curve, make it look like an S and see what happens. In fact, there's a preset in here called, let's see if I can find it real quick, strong S curve. So in fact, if I wanted to see what if I really turned that into a big S shape, that's what my image would look like. And I think that just seems a little too artificial. And once again, I'm losing something over here. So overall, I think I might like my version a little better, but something to play with and think about. And that's what I've been doing to get my images ready for Instagram. At this point, I would switch over to my Mac, export this as a JPEG, and use AirDrop to get it onto my phone, since you can only post from your phone on Instagram. Hopefully that's helpful to anyone else just playing around with Lightroom or photography. Just a couple quick tricks that I've learned and simple things to do to make my image look just a little bit better.